Greetings. It is kegging day today. Kegging evening, whatever. Of course, I've just poured a cheeky pint off. Not actually sure. This is going to sound weird, but I'm not actually sure what this beer is, to be honest. It tastes quite jammy as well, too. I'm going to have a look at the recipe. In a minute. A bit jammy and a bit, I don't know, not quite right. Just well, I don't think I took a gravity reading on it. The only thing I do know about this beer is that it's done with Voss Kveik, because the packet was still sitting here. I can't really remember what's in it or anything. Do I have the thing? Hold on. I'm going to take a gravity reading on it now. Now obviously a gravity reading should be 21 degrees. This is, I'm already feeling this is a mistake. Fuck. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, let's take a gravity reading on it now. Does it taste a bit weird, like it's not fermented out or something like that? I'm not really sure. So yeah, I think it was on for a week and a half at like 35 degrees something, so you would think it would be fermented out. But obviously it's a bit late now. Now it's supposed to be 21 degrees, but it's already sitting at 10, 14, something like that, so it doesn't bode well. Anyway, so hold on, let me just check what's in it. Let's go and see what it actually is. There is a reason why I can't remember making it, which I shall explain in just a minute when I find out what's actually in this. This is that one there. Okay, so it's an IPA. It is no dry hop. Okay, we got Morris Otter, caramel and white wheat, and Pearl, Cascade, and Citra, and Simcoe as well. Oh, I got Simcoe then. Okay. Oh yeah, because the last beer I meant to put Simcoe in and I forgot, and I actually put Cascade in by mistake. So I've obviously, it's not the same recipe as the last one with the rye, because the rye's not on it, but I have put the Simcoe in. Okay, and then yeah, Voss. Sure enough. So yeah, you would think it would be fermented out at 35 degrees for like whatever it was, a week and a half. But there is a bit of a jammy taste to it. And obviously generally beers, they either taste amazing because they're super fresh out of the pressure fermenter, or they taste a bit weird. And after a couple of weeks, they'll come good. But I'm not really sure what way that's going to go. It doesn't bode well that I have no memory of the brew day either. So yeah, there's definitely not a video of it. I know that. So yeah, I've had a rough couple of weeks. Okay, my mother died a few weeks ago, and that was brewed I think after it. My brother was here, and basically everyone was here, and yeah, we kind of I think we were just getting drunk every night afterwards, after it was all over. So yeah, that was brewed at some point afterwards, and yeah. And I can't really remember. I think it was one of the recipes. The recipe for this was actually one of the ones. Okay, well, I'll tell you the story actually first, because so it was like a Wednesday, and I got the phone call. My mum's been down at home. She's had dementia for like years, and I know I've explained this before. She's been ill for a very long time, and just in that time I've just been watching her disintegrate, and just as her body kind of gets older. She was 88 when she died, like, to be fair, that's the right age. but she couldn't like move. She couldn't like move about or anything, and she couldn't communicate or anything like that. She couldn't really do anything for herself. So the quality of life was basically next to nothing. So so in that regards, actually, it's a relief, to be honest, that it's all over finally. Than that, because I say it's tough having to watch that all the time. Seeing all these flies every time, because I've got the lights on here, the flies are just buzzing around. So yeah, so we got the call, and got a long story short, got the call on like a Wednesday, and because I live over here and I'm the point of contact and stuff, so I was around there basically all the time. And then my sister and my other two brothers came over, and we were there basically from the Wednesday until the following Thursday, so over a week. And it was like round the clock, and it started off, we were doing day shift, me and my brother, and then we went on and we started doing the night shift. And it happened that we had made a decision. We were supposed to, my sister was supposed to come, but she had to pick up someone from the airport. And then my brother said that he had been talking to his partner, and apparently it's a common thing for like people to want a bit of privacy when they're dying for whatever reason, which is, you know, not something I'd ever heard before. And maybe that's what she wants, because we were there and it looked like really, from day one, it was like, oh no, I think she's might not last the night. And of course, it was like she just rallied all the time, especially when we were there. And yeah, so that's what we decided to do. We said that we would go just to see what would happen, and we went and got something to eat, and got home. By the time we got home, maybe an hour and a half later, we got a phone call to say she'd gone. So yeah, maybe it's coincidence, I don't know, but I have told that story to so many people over the last few weeks, and they have come back with their own story of exactly the same thing happening. So yeah, maybe there's something in it. Maybe it is coincidence, I don't know. She was hanging on for a week though, like, I know that. So so yeah, so cheers, Mum. She was very anti-alcohol. She used to come every time anything was said about alcohol or beer or anything like that. She always had this speech, and it was like, alcohol is a poison, blah blah blah, and all this. So cheers, Mum. But no, the reason I'm telling you that is because the nights are long, okay, when you're sitting there with nothing to do. And I watched loads and loads of YouTube videos, and didn't make any comments because, you know, that time in the morning I'm brain dead pretty much. Don't have the brain capacity to have any kind of conversation. Watch loads of stuff, watch loads of Netflix and all, just getting caught up. And but I also made a lot of recipes in Brewfather. One point, like loads of recipes, and a lot of them were nonsense. I think that's where that one's come from. And the worst ones were, they just got progressively more and more weird. And the ones, I was making one where it's like, I had this great idea. Now, 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, it seems like a great idea when you've had very little sleep. I was going to have this, an American IPA. So my Brewfather's set up obviously for metric. And but I thought, to be genuine American, I had to do it in pounds and ounces and stuff like that. And I was setting and I know that 1 ounce is like 28 grams, right? And half an ounce 14 and all that. So I knew that. So I started to put a recipe together based on in metric, but based on American measurements. And I knew like a pound. I can't remember what it was, but whatever it works out as. But yeah, it was all basically 4.1 kilos of malt equaled something. And the worst thing about it was I was converting them over before I put them in, rather than just doing them in Brewfather normally. Yeah, or even just changing Brewfather to pounds and ounces. Yeah, that was just madness. And then for whatever reason, then I had an even better idea that for some reason everything should divide by 7. Everything should be divided by 7. 7 grams of hop, 7, 14, 21, 28, all that nonsense. Because obviously 7 was the key to brewing. The secret for brewing is the number 7, apparently. And I had the timings, the hop drops, the malts were all had to be divisible by 7. The timings had to have 7 in it, so it was like I was doing 14 minutes, 7-minute hop drops. I was doing boiling for 70 minutes, and just nonsense like that, absolute nonsense. And I think it was fermenting at 17 degrees, which is not a multiple of 7, but it does have 7 in it, right? So yeah, it was absolute insanity when I looked at that, and I had a laugh about it when I seen it a couple of days later. I've deleted it though, so I can't show you it, but it was just wild, just wild. But yeah, that still kind of makes me laugh. So I was supposed to have a brew day today, and I've sacked it off. I've had a bit of a bad back actually. My back's not been right. I've been back to work last week after a few weeks off, and I was sitting down too much, and I do tend to like to go for a walk and stuff in the middle of the day for a couple of times, maybe once an hour even, just walking about and then a long walk, something a bit shorter in the afternoon. And I was just nailed to the chair, it felt like, the whole time, apart from maybe lunchtime. So yeah, my back is now playing up as a result. Now that's not the reason why I sacked off the brew day. The real reason was that I still had a dirty fermenter and 2 kegs sitting over there, which have been sitting. The kegs have been sitting for like a month at least, and the fermenter for 2 weeks. So I didn't have anything to put this beer into. So that's the real reason. Plus the fact that I hadn't done anything measured out and my back was starting to get sore and whatnot. But I can definitely taste the caramel in that. So it is a bit of a jammy kind of taste, but it's not really. Oh, hold on, we've gone up to 1020. We've gone up to 1020. Nice one. Yep, this is going well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what that beer's like, because it could be just getting tipped out, who knows. I was using Voss as well too, because I don't have any really clean yeast other than lager yeast. Now lager yeast would do the job, but what I want is like USO5 or something like that, or the Cali Common yeast, which I used to use loads of. That's really what I want, but I'm under strict orders from myself not to buy any more supplies until I get through a lot of malt and stuff there, especially malt. Hops are not too bad. I mean, I've still got a lot of hops, especially Citra. I'm gonna have to do something with the Citra, like an all Citra beer. I was wondering about doing like a hoppy stout and pitching it onto that yeast cake. It was originally supposed to be a black IPA, and I thought, oh, maybe I could do like a stout, some start, because obviously the weather's getting a bit cooler. And I was thinking maybe I could do that. So maybe I could just dump a load of Citra into a stout and see what happens, see where it takes me. I'm supposed to pitch onto that yeast cake. So I have the option of leaving it there or just using lager yeast. Let's be honest, it's probably what's going to happen. But if that didn't ferment out as well, so if that didn't ferment out, then I don't know what that means. Maybe, I can't remember what the pressure was. The pressure was quite high. It was like 15 degrees or 15 psi or something, which is probably too much. So maybe that is the reason why it hasn't quite fermented out. I mean, I don't know if it hasn't fermented out or not, but it's not looking good with this thing. But yeah. Anyway, look, I'm just rambling here, but yeah, I just wanted to come on when I had time, because I'm waiting for this thing to finish, and just say hello, because I haven't been here for a few weeks. So cheers. I don't have anything to cheers you with because it's all in that, so cheers anyway. I'll see you next week.